2 here. We have Verdance versus Uzuri. This is a hero very near and dear to my heart. I don't know. I mean, I've been pretty much no lifing Verdance since she came out.
That's fair. I am also a Falling of the Crown enjoyer, so I can feel you there.
Yeah, this might pretty high chance to be Verdance's last weekend of classic construction legal play. We'll have to go to the living legend format to play her after this.
Yeah, no Kraken's Aid banner.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so.
See how it all goes. I guess you could theoretically do it now with the current living legend, but
Indeed.
the old singleton nothing's banned thing.
So what is the Verdance trying to do into Uzuri? You know, Verdance I think typically feels pretty comfortable into the assassin matchup.
Yes.
And particularly here, I think it can be difficult for the Uzuri to put together enough damage at once to really threaten Verdance's game plan.
Yeah, it's Uzuri seeming to like playing the small hands, but Verdance seems to just be theoretically can play them a little bit better.
Send 2 cards,
Yeah,
block 2 cards.
block 2, send 2.
Block all until you get into Storm Strider's range.
And the game just ends.
Yep. And Uzuri, one of the more disruptive assassins, I would say, these days.
Yes.
But Uzuri is really here to prey on those aggressive decks.
Yes. Uzuri is a great call into a field of decks that don't want to block.
That's right. That's right. That being
Unfortunately,
said, things can line up.
things can line up. Anything is possible. It is like we say, this is card games. So anything can happen.
You catch an Uzuri activation, flip a CNC. Oh, shucks, I've got a D-react in arsenal and 2 in hand.
Yep. Or you bait out a react, or you bait out and just throw a card away.
And simply pass.
Then they burn. They
Yeah.
burn the react on that.
Yeah.
So you can turn whatever random blue in the hand.
So if the Uzuri is patient, perhaps we'll see a little upset here to the way this matchup
Yeah,
often goes.
Uzuri definitely has some strong bluffing power, and we'll see how that plays out once we kind of get settled into the game.
I think we're ready to head down to the battlefield. See what our players are getting ready to present for equipment. Verdance, Thorn of the Rose. Ooh, that looks like a very interesting. I'm betting that is an interesting Verdance trigger token we're seeing there.
I will have to ask about that later. That looks most accurate.
It's custom, perhaps.
Yes. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but I imagine it will end up in Nate's collection at some point.
I've got a shrine at home in the basement. Home of Harvest. I haven't seen that one.
So there's so much fab art that just scales incredibly well.
Indeed, indeed.
You see it on a 2x2 square, and it's just different when it's blown up into the 2 foot by 3 foot or whatever the dimensions are exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just another prime example. Just the level of detail that we just kind of miss and overlook.
Artist wins the die roll. Gotta believe they're going first here. They love to set up that arsenal, set up a D-React. See if we can catch some arcane damage on turn 0.
Yes.
One of the great advantages, ever since they started printing these 6 arcane damage spells, remarkably easy to just find one in your opening hand.
So
I believe that's the embodiment. Oh, I think I got a better look at it. That looks like an embodiment of Earth token, actually.
So as the resident Verdance expert, what do you think? You think this is a waning moon matchup?
I would absolutely be presenting Waning Moon in this matchup. Yeah. In fact, almost the only matchups where I would present a Surge of Aethertide these days are the Mirror and Pleiades.
That's fair.
That's really it. Oh,
So-
there we go. Okay, so we do see a Surge of Aethertide. And that's kind of the advantage of it here, folks, is if you're not ready for it,
Yeah.
he can just go Health Potion turn 0, set a Sigil, and then all of a sudden you're going to be facing a 20 and 25 damage combo out of nowhere.
Very true, and it's also hedging because Uzuri can play a long game pretty well.
This is true.
It can block.
This is true.
So AB1, AB2, anything will of
Pinching a will of our
yeah, two damage. So he being one.
There's the codex, AB1.
And the next thing to one.
What do we think? We have a burn bear here. There it is.
That is a
burn bear for 7.
Ooh.
Brutal. Brutal.
Yep. So starting already.
Starting the game at 34.
Yes, that is.
That is an excellent start for a Verdance player.
Yes. So pitching the duplicate codex, which makes sense. So Uzuri kind of looks like to be a little more on the Mark synergy, Flick Knives and Dual Clave, which makes sense because there are a lot of all the good stealth attacks from the Hunt that do things off of Mark. So you can threaten the Mark and then flip into something else, or threaten and on hit on a Mark and then flip into something better.
You know, and I like that too because you know the more traditional daggers you see on Uzuri, the Spider's Bite, you've got the Nerve Scalpel, you've got the Forbidden Class, a lot of options, but it's really hard to know which one to send into Verdance, right? Like you could send the Spider's Bite, they have all non-attack actions, you know. So just going for this Mark synergy here, it's a very interesting approach. So we got 5 coming in.
5 go again.
Threatening a Mark. What's interesting here is we could see that flick. I do believe I see a Shelter from the Storm. That could shut down these plans very quickly.
Blocking 6 here, keeping what looked to be both a Shelter and a Heartbeat behind. And then an Isolate. This is always a scary proposition.
What do we do?
Is that a CNC? Is that something else?
Oh, look at Cameron's eyes there. He sets that card down, and just oof. Shakedown. Now I do believe he's going to be punished here though, because that last card is a react, covering up cleanly. This is exactly what Verdance wants to do. Just fill the yard, get some earth cards in there.
Nice 0 card play. The new card Sowing Thorns. Getting cards in Banish, gaining a life, create an embodiment straight away.
Very interesting. I'm interested to see if we see search for his Ring of Roses, putting it on top.
So 41 now to 33.
This is a spicy Verdance build, I will say.
I like it. He is going to end up searching up the Ring of Roses. If anything else, it blocks 3. It's another Earth card for the yard. It never hurts. Plus shuffling the Will of Arcana back in. Maybe draw that again at another time to.
I have to give some respect to Marcellus on some of these choices here. He's
it.
making Sowing Thorns look very good here.
And
put the ring on top. If nothing, you get a 3-block Earth card, but maybe this is another turn where he blocks out and plays a 1-card hand.
This matchup in general seems a little more definitely more interesting than one might think offhand. So, nice to see what happens next.
Cameron sporting the Gamer's Gambit hat, one of our local Michigan stores. Gamer's Gambit up in Lake City, Michigan. Mm-hmm. Thanks for making the drive down today, Cameron.
Yeah, I believe Marcellus is from Ohio.
That's right.
So we have some representation kind of from all around.
Yeah, great to see players making the trip up to Michigan for our events here.
Yeah, and this being Lansing kind of being the center of the state, it's pretty accessible. So we see a knife through kind of, which nice little gem promo. So if a dagger's hit, this gets going. So it kind of signals a flick of some sort, or in this case, like you see, a flipping into another card. Shakedown is really filthy here.
Old red rewarded with Light up the leaves. Oof. Marcellus kind of getting punished there because, he will be able to activate a Surgent Ether Tide, but Cameron now knows that there won't be any significant follow up. That being said, he could just throw an Autumn's Touch. I mean, that might be what I would do. Activate the Surgent Ether Tide, get your one. Tunic's not on 3 yet, so you won't get punished.
Or like he's doing here, pitch the Autumn's Touch, send the Ether Tide, play the Ring of Roses.
I think we're just going to see the ring. Just go for the setup.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Challenging the arsenal.
So now it's going to force a card here. Like you might as well pitch the one. Say as if this would have to do the full 2 for it to destroy the arsenal. So.
How badly do you want that arsenal, sir? I think I see an inertia trap.
Yeah, inertia.
It's a pretty easy pitch here. Sure. Inertia trap, very, very nice into plow underhands.
Mm-hmm.
Can be good into felling on the crown if they're trying to protect something already arsenal.
Looks like a cut from the same cloth. Tunic's on 3, so not sure exactly what the option is here. I'm not sure what the arsenal card is for Cameron.
I think I see a Command and Conquer there as well, but I don't know that I see a stealth card to pair with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, ooh, potentially a very aggressive hand here.
It's a
double rampant growth. Ooh. Not really what you want to see at this stage. And unfortunately, not a lot of pitch outlets for it either.
Yeah, this hand blocks for 5. Like I think Sowing Thorns is a 3 block.
Pretty much no pressure coming back, unless Marcellus wants to just go for a small value combo, but those cards definitely showing up at an awkward time for him here.
So it looks like just opting to send the CNC, seeing that there's 5 block in hand to force out the equipment block.
Very awkward.
That makes a lot of sense. I think it's a solid play. Sure, you're not getting the 4 value out of that. We see just that. We see.
But knowledge is power.
It is.
Knowledge is power.
And now it's a great heads up play by Cameron. Seeing the opportunity. Sure, it's not the most value, but sometimes there's value to be had to deviate from the plan.
And sometimes that's what you have to. You see some of these players playing at this level. Often that's the difference between a good player and a great player, is taking those awkward hands and finding a way to make them work.
Sure. And Marcellus making kind of the easy way around. Arsenal the ring from the previous turn. Pitches one of the rampants. Arsenal's the other after playing the ring. So also it's back to
interesting. We see a plow under.
Yep, and Cameron has a pain. Cameron's turn looks pretty solid too. Looks like a pain in the backside. I believe, I forget which stealth attack it is, if I remember correctly, and then into a surgical. So Cameron's threatening some tricks. So
I wonder if we're going to see Marcellus intentionally bottom his own arsenal with that plow under. So we do have a light up the leaves already in banish.
Mm-hmm.
So Marcellus should be primed to send a full power plow under. Though his opponent does now know about it.
This turn.
So,
okay. So
we'll see if Cameron rolls the dice on arsenaling that last card.
For sure. So it looks like what Cameron's doing here is you have the pain that it effectively does 4, cut from the same cloth to send the dagger for 5, 1 floating, tunic into surgical. And now we know that there's a non-block in Marcellus's hand. So to get around the surgical, he's going to have to give up another piece of equipment, give up another equipment block.
Look at that.
So it's going to banish either the will or the tome. I imagine it's probably the gem here. Opting for the earth to keep the earth out of the graveyard. So it's now okay. So Marcellus is up to 5 earth and banished. So we're seeing here it's like it is
kind of Verdance is worth for her a little bit, but dealing damage along the way.
For sure. Yeah, that's kind kind of have to. I think it makes sense that Cameron's game plan is going to be try to push as much damage as possible.
Yeah,
The
he's
late game,
definitely taken an aggressive stance here.
the late game won't favor, especially the Surge at Aethertide late game just doesn't favor.
In a lot of matchups, an assassin is happy to trade life totals back and forth. But here, got those Storm Striders lurking down in the corner.
Oh, now we see a potentially just a very kind of threatening hand. So we have a couple of pumps on a dagger onto a stealth attack into a kiss of death.
Ooh, nasty.
Yeah,
Very nasty.
looks like it's going to be a kiss of death for 10,
Look at
which
that.
is frightening thing to stare down.
Virtual 11, lose 1 life on hit.
Yeah, so this is and looks like this time, looks like Marcellus's hand does block pretty decently. Looks like the hand does block for 10. So he is gonna. Okay, that is an embodiment. So he's
This
blocking
box
for
fits.
6. Taking 5.
No T-Tox this round.
Kind of. I mean, at some point you have to force it.
Indeed.
You've already seen one at this point be pitched. I think it's a very reasonable play. But yeah, Cameron's still just working the life total down. So it's getting the tree going here, the blue telling. Sending a mind warp for
5.
that's a throwback. So it's a mind warp for 5 is pretty filthy here.
Got a blue telling in the pitch zone. So this tree will live.
So Cameron makes sense. Cameron just takes the full 5, shuffles the 4 cards back, draws 3 fresh ones.
That's what I would do.
Yep. There's no sense to give up 2 cards.
Unless you can stop the surge effect with only AB1 available to him. Cameron is kind of his hand's sort of forced. That being said, he does have an arsenal. He is going to come back with a 4-card hand, and life totals are still very close to parity.
Yep. And some of those cards, like the codexes and things that that Cameron pitched earlier, coming right back. Looks like we have another knife through, 2 knife throughs. Looks like a knife through in blue. So sending 1 with go again.
Threatening mark, 1 floating. Click to force the issue.
So
Mark confirmed.
free up the slot. This has go again. Oh, this is a nice fork because now like if this threatens so gaining the 1 down by 1, 22 on 23. Now it's 23 all.
And a CNC coming.
It's a nice play. And now Marcellus has this rampant growth. It's been sitting in Arsenal for a couple of turns. So we might see the crown go here to flush that Arsenal card if the crown. To double check the text on crown.
Yeah, potentially maybe getting punished a little bit for that unusual choice. I think in most Verdance lists you see the more traditional crown of Providence to protect the arsenal. Looks like Cameron checking the text on that card as well.
Create a Spellbane Aegis token, which won't necessarily see too much use here, but it still does get that arsenal out of the way. Kind of, it's not really kind of neatly stacked together, but they're still relatively close.
Mm-hmm.
Still within a hand or two.
And it's still blocked, right?
Yeah. And it still does something here.
Sets him up to, if we get to that late. Ooh, another
Double tree.
This could get nasty quick, folks.
See what Marcellus's follow up with the tree is. If it's going to be.
We could just see a Surgent or a either. Playing both modes, I'm guessing.
Yep, and you get to keep one of the trees around.
Can you imagine if he had another blue here? He would have sent the Surgent either tied for 7.
Yes.
And then have the pulsing for
10. Cool. Still, overall, that being said, very strong turn.
Cameron falling a 13 off Arcane. Now, Marcellus does have the 2 Earth and Pitch, but He's going to opt to just channel Earth once to keep that tree around a little longer, in case he might be able to get to Earth again next turn.
So it looks like Cameron's hand. There is an erase face. There is a Orb Weaver Spinneret. Makes sense. You can send in. You can Calycera attack for 4. You can use Uzuri's ability on this attack, which
Wild.
is
It's
it,
wild.
yeah, it does make that dagger disappear, but you still get to sneak in that erase face, which
What an interesting interaction.
oh yeah, and now get to see what happens when Earth isn't Earth.
That being said, Marcellus, as long as he can find some way to pay off that arcane damage this turn, I think he'll be perfectly fine accepting not being able to keep the tree room.
For sure.
Cameron converting an extra card.
Yep.
Getting his 3 off his sigil.
And arseling the sink below that was left behind. So Earth cards aren't Earth.
Sink below it is, it can be a tough one to keep in against Verdance because they can just get stuck in your hand sometimes.
For sure.
The number of times where I've sent arcane damage and seen my opponent just pitch and react to it, it's so much value. But we also have yet to see a felling prey or a plow under out of Marcellus. So perhaps Cameron will get paid off this turn. I saw Seeds already pitched. Surgeon coming in for 4 arcane.
So we have
maybe 1, take
plus
3
on the next arcane spell.
Does he have tall arcanes?
1 floating, and it's a mind warp for 5.
Oh, nasty yet again.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can see it on Cameron's face there. He's not happy about that. That means at best he'll come in with a 3-card hand next turn, which is just not what he wants to do.
Yeah. So paying the 1 and then going down to 2 cards, which is rough. The tree will go away. It's definitely a tough spot.
Marcellus really showing us, hey, you don't have to play these traditional builds of Verdance. You can do other things with this deck.
For sure.
If only we had time.
It's unfortunate, but
I'm going to be hosting a Goodbye Verdance bonfire at my house.
Is Brisket involved?
Oh, Brisket will be involved. You're very welcome to come. We're going to... I don't know if you know this. I actually am a proud owner of a oversized Verdance cold flow card.
All right.
That I picked up in Collins, Chicago.
Yeah, I need to do the same for Tough Nut.
Ooh, absolutely.
I've been introduced. So it looks like Cameron just dripped 2 stealth attacks. So this is an isolate blue. Just try to threaten something.
I see a Voltic Bolt in Marcellus's hand. We've got a block with Scour. Not a lot of value on the Scour.
Flip into the knife through just to, I guess. Like what else are we doing? What else are we doing with
it was a bluff.
Yeah.
You know? And maybe see if you can get him to throw 2 cards in front.
Yeah. And also, still, getting rid of 1 card makes it a little less likely that you're gonna. I mean, I guess without Waning Moon, Storm Striders is not quite as potent.
This is true.
So do see a heartbeat to gain 3 in the plow. Like, go ahead and come on in here.
Brutal.
That and that sink below that was Arsenal, like you mentioned, just goes to the bottom, which is unfortunate.
No chance to play that because plow happens on the decompose trigger.
Yep.
Which is before the reaction step, so no opportunity to actually play that reaction. It's gotta hurt, and this should bring Verdance online.
It definitely does. We're at 8 right now. So Marcel's just parceling the last card. 2 takes to 2 for Cameron. Cameron showing another isolate. What is the last card?
Isolate, of course, has dominate.
Yep.
So you can only block with 1.
You can still get the value out of that. So blocking for 5.
Might still get clipped by a 6 power attack here, but I think Marcellus is feeling pretty in command here.
There may if there's a okay. No. Okay, they just want a clarification, I think, on what the embodiment does. So flips into a death touch, which is nasty. So this is still 6 on 5. It looks like the death touch is going to be coming through. doing a quick check, figuring out exactly what mode he wants to go.
Now, how did Death Touch get played if it wasn't in his arsenal?
The Uzuri ability. Yeah.
Gets to get around
Sneak
the
it,
text.
just switch it up.
Sean Cameron does know this deck inside and out. He knows the tricks.
Cameron's a long-time player from Michigan. I've seen him around. He's one of the first faces that I remember playing against. Back even like I think it was like a heavy hitters draft PQ. So it's been a minute. He's been around this game for a while. It's been very good.
That's one of the great things about the Michigan meta. I love coming to these tournaments. You see these faces that you see season in, season out. New faces come, new faces go.
For sure.
But you get these grinders. You can always count on seeing them. I always tell people, these Michigan tournaments, they're no joke. Pitching a tarantula toxin, AB1. It looks like a voltic bolt.
Yeah, so just really pushing the fact that Cameron only has one AB. So really just, forcing cards. Mm-hmm. And like the pitch of the tarantula toxin was really rough. So I mean, at this point we might see the sink below even getting pitched here.
And Assassins, they have excellent options for Arcane Barrier, Spell Void, but there's just not that many matchups where they're relevant. So they're kind of making this calculated choice. All right, there's one Verdance in the room, most likely, at most. Just hope to not run into her, but definitely getting punished here for that a little bit.
Yeah, you're not going to put you certainly won't do quite. You'd be similar against an Celia too, so it makes sense. So Cameron throwing another isolate. Rainbow isolate's very common in Uzuri. So we got the flip into a leave net.
Yeah.
Which is
obviously, we don't really want to see that Arsenal challenged here, but
healing potion.
It's a healing potion for his trouble.
Yep. But right off the top, so it's another silver for Cameron, which will help with cycling out if he sees blues that are in an awkward spot. I have to imagine that.
I don't think Cameron's too broken up about losing that healing potion. I don't think he's on track for.
Marcellus definitely. Marcellus coming back in for another mind work for 5.
And the hits just keep coming here. Marcellus has teared all 3 mind works we could trade.
Yep, but at least saving grace. Cameron can get use out of the tunic counter here to prevent a damage without losing the card.
And I think we have reached a point now where any arcane spell off the top spells death for Cameron. He might have some sigils to convert. He's playing Tunic, so it's possible we could see something like an Oasis Respite, but I don't think I've seen that very popular recently.
I'm not as keen on Uzuri list at the moment, but it would make sense for it to be in the list. Like you mentioned, Tunic's there, just very efficient. Instead, looks like a Codex, a T-Tox, and cut from the same cloth.
It might be under the trap.
Under the trap.
Yep.
Which,
looking like we're pitching that to draw a card, find something a little. Oof, not what he wanted.
Yes.
Not what he wanted.
Certainly not.
He's looking for a starter.
I think do you just play Codex here and then I think it makes sense.
So. Yeah.
You just play Codex.
You think he goes and gets a Kiss of Death to try to pair with that T-Tox?
Quite possibly, yeah. That would make a lot of sense. And also Kiss of Death with threats.
Death Touch, of course.
Death Touch also still a 2-card 6 at this point.
But I think Marcellus is not too worried. I think he's honestly just waiting for his opportunity. We see that pulsing ether there.
Yep.
He's just waiting for his priority window to shut the door. Yep. He now knows he has full. Yep. Blocks it out.
Yep. So it's just gonna send it back and send the 7.
He's going for the tree. Going for the sure thing.
Kind of the sure. Yeah, definitely. Even through an Oasis, it would take
both points. It's pretty much a sure thing at this point. But 7 arcane, fist bump. Verdance takes it down, showing us she still has it.
For sure. Good game to both.
Well played. And I think Cameron's deck was just a little unkind to him there.
Yeah.
Towards the end.
For sure.
But Marcellus played very tight, and that's one of Verdance's strengths is she can just punish any inefficiency she can punish hard. She's just got these numbers that are hard to keep up with. If you're not presenting a large overlap in offensive value,
Yeah,
it's very, very hard to stop her.
indeed. And like Burns just gets such good math off even off blocks. Like you get to send damage, and in this instance we saw, well, if your opponent doesn't necessarily send or present a bunch of AB, you can just send spells, do true damage, and get through that. So
And I can tell you, as a Verdance player, when I sit down and my opponent presents AB3, I go, sure.
fell into the ground.
Here's a felling of the crown. Hold this for me.
Yeah.
I thought we didn't even see that game.
Yeah,
you know?
we didn't see a single one. It's kind of
See, Verdance doesn't need to play these broken cards. She can just send and work for 5 over and over again.
normally when I don't see felling of the crown as Verdance, like I'm losing that game.
Yeah.
This game, Marcellus didn't see it. No problems. He's fine. So,
Folks, we're gonna take a short break here. We're gonna see if we can get Marcellus in the booth just to talk about the game for a few minutes here.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back for round 3 shortly. All right, folks, I've got Marcellus, not Charlie, it's Marcellus, winner of round 2 here. Oh, that was a heck of a game. It was very fun. You showed us some very interesting choices in your deck build there. I saw Sowing Thorns,
Yes.
which I have not seen played
Really?
too much.
Okay.
I saw the Crown of Everbloom. I don't know if you know this, I'm a Verdance fan. Can you talk about some of those deck building choices you made?
Yeah, absolutely. So, for Sowing Thorns and Crown of Everbloom, it's not really to get points in any specific matchup or anything like that. It really is just me wanting to play Earth as much as I Earth. Like, I Earth every day. I wake up.
And then
It's right. It's right here. Yeah. So, what I love about Crown of Everbloom is you can just get it going. Like, I don't have any copies of Elemental Strike.
Fair.
I got 1 box of pen, and I said if I get it, I get it. And instead of getting any copies of that, I got my Crown of Everbloom. So it's in there just because it's a good way to kind of get things moving. She still does struggle with the first decompose, and it's like you can either run that for your first decompose, you can run cadaverous fillings for your first decompose, stuff like that. Or sometimes, honestly, just sending a filling for 4, or
Sometimes needs must, and still a 2-card 7.
it's not bad.
Your hand. It's
Yes,
not bad.
it's not bad. So I liked the Crown of Everbloom specifically because 1, I share a copy of Crown of Province with the players in the tournament.
Ah, yeah.
And also, it helps specifically for if you're already on Sowing Thorns and you play with an arsenal and you put it on top and you have a battle arsenal. If all these things line up, you can just sink it in arsenal you're one of that you want to see on the board as soon as possible. It's never lined up. Played a lot of Verdance in my life. Played a lot of Verdance in pen. Never once lined it up. But
Yeah, I can understand that. And just finding those more creative ways to make sure you can get the first decompose. There's nothing worse than seeing a great line early in the game, but you don't have those Earth cards in the graveyard yet. And getting that, you got that first light up the leaves into your Vanish early on. That was huge. Set you up for that plow under later in the game. That was brutal.
Everything just lined up. I will say, for as far as first decomposes go, this is probably the most respectable I've been able to do with it. I have done some terrible. I have a Marvel sigil of temporal manipulation.
Okay.
And actually, on the purple Discord, my name is the set number for sigil of temporal manipulation. Because right when she came out, there was just no way to get Earth and Vanish.
Yeah.
So I ran the gloves, Aether Bindings, and I would just 50-50. I was running like Aether Flare. I was running Aether Flare. I was running Aether Flare, and I was like, listen, I'm going to amp 1 and banish off the top either a Wizard on attack action, an Earth on attack action with Go again,
Absolutely.
or just an Earth attack. And then
my first Verdance builds, I was running red Ether Flare into blue Snapback.
Yeah, the classic.
Just going for it. Beautiful. Now, I did want to ask you. You brought in Rampant Growth and Potions in
Yes.
the matchup, and Surgeon Ethertide, of course. I think there's a lot of debate in the Verdance community about which package you bring it into the assassin matchups. I've seen it go either way. What made you choose the combo package?
So I actually cut down to, I think, either 1 or 2 potions. usually on 3. What I decide to go for is for assassin. If I'm on surgeon, might as well just toss in the potions because you don't really want to be blocking, especially like Uzuri. You don't want to be blocking, and you're going to have hands usually in your bad games where
Yeah.
you got nothing to do.
I mean, that's what she wants you to do. She wants you to make the blocking decision and then punish immediately, right? Like,
Yep.
You don't guess right. And some, especially early in the game, you can't guess right. You have to get lucky. That makes a lot of sense. Makes sense. Just bank a little value for later in the game.
Exactly. And it's actually come up a couple times where in those tighter mid-rangey matchups, just having the free action to heal.
Yeah.
Like not for the combo as much, just having the free action to heal.
Just get me a little out of range.
It has saved me so many times because the reactions are like, whatever when you have a life and you're in your first cycle, you're at 40, you're at 30, you're at 20. You get to 15, you get to 10, and you need to turn.
You start to feel a little nervous.
You gotta hold the hand some. You have
Especially
to
against a deck that has a lot of tricks like Assassin.
And like especially with like how wide those like if I was saying to my opponent like the second that matchup gets tight, it is anyone's game. And whoever gets going, the other person just start throwing their cards either into the bottom of the deck, pitching AV or just blocking.
Yeah.
And it is.
And you were definitely, man, the other thing Charlie and I noticed, your freeze into Mind Wars. That was brutal. Brutal for Cameron.
I felt.
Yeah, he played very tight, but like when you've got AB1, there's only so much you can do.
I mean, honestly, when you have AB3, there's only so much you can do.
That's right.
Because like I remember one of the happiest points I had was when people started to figure out that you can not trivialize, but really tighten your defense against Verdance by running AB2. Because against Wayman, you're stopping chip, and against Tree Surgeon, you can AB2.
More value out of the equipment suite.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It took him a while to get there, though. But
it really did.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that it didn't get developed more, but it's only because they just kept giving her card.
what
I-
you gotta do.
I used to go to every single event, and I'd be like, before Hunted around that time, I would just go in like, man, what I wouldn't do for an Earth Wizard 3-block non-attack action.
here
And
you
they
go.
just kept bringing and they just kept giving them.
Here you go.
So yeah,
Well, congratulations on the win, Marcellus. We'll hope to see more from you today.
hope to do some more.
All right. Do
Appreciate
our
it.
girl proud.
Thank you. Well done.
Thanks a lot. All right, folks. We're just going to go on a break here until round 3. I think we probably still got about 20 minutes till the next round, so stick with us. We'll be back soon.